So over the summer, I'm always looking for tackle, buying new stuff, really all year long. But there's 5 items that are new items, or at least new to me, that have made my life a lot easier. And these are simple things, you know, for managing line, different ways to rig, baits, hooks. So I'll jump right into it. Number 1 is from Dr. C Fishing. This is the Line Doctor Pro. As you can see, it's just a small rubberized, you know, kind of like a elastic strap that goes over your spool. So simple, but it solves a big problem for me of having leader line flying all over the place, or your filler spools. So by doing that, this keeps it nice and tidy, and you can also spool right from it. Number 2 is the Haymaker Hook from Owner. Now, Owner obviously makes great hooks, but what's cool about this hook is it kind of took a trick that a lot of pros have been doing for a long time, and that's bending the hook out. So as you can see, typically from here to here is where the point goes on a standard extra wide gap, but right there you can see it sticks out. So, you know, it's definitely a little bit tricky to rig. It doesn't rig nice as evenly as when you're texposing, but having that hook point out has been awesome for hooking more fish. So very simple, cool design, and again, this is a trick that a lot of pros have been doing for a long time, bending out their hooks. So that's the Haymaker. 3, this is a new technique called the free rig. It's not that new for people in Japan, but it's gaining popularity over here. So basically what it is, you have your weight that slides free, you know, typically a bass casting sinker, or just a basic weight, and then your weight, or your hook, and your plastic. So the weight falls, the bait falls behind it. So it's kind of a cross between a Texas rig and a Carolina rig. So the bait kind of falls unpredictably. Now I actually found these are actually specific. These are called the TX Dawn sinker from Decoy. So kind of interesting, but as you can see, it makes it a lot better than just a bass casting sinker, because these weights are made for it. The has a guide, so the line goes smoothly through there. Really pretty cool how they do that. You know, instead of just having the open brass ring, having a guide, it falls a lot smoother. So these are very interesting. I'll put links to these below. I found these at a Japanese tackle store, Japanese import tackle store in Chicago, which is an awesome store. Next thing is something called the Rattlesnaker, and I saw this at iCast and thought this was the coolest thing, especially for rigging Elastec. So basically it has a plunger on it, pull that thing off, and a spike. So what this does is you get your Elastec plastic, and if you've ever messed with this, you know it's really hard to insert nail weights. Now you stick this in there, it's a really sharp piece. You put the tungsten nail weight or rattle in there, and then you use this plunger to just stick it through, and then your weight is inside of the Elastec. So very, very cool, so simple, but it solves a big problem for people that use Elastec. But it works for standard plastics as well. This is the Rattlesnaker. The final is the Nico Rig Master. It's also from that Japanese tackle store. So basically it's just a little spring that you can see right there with a rubberized piece on it. So what this does is you can actually wacky rig your bait and then hook through that rubber piece, and there you go, wacky your Neko rig, and it saves a lot of baits because it's screwed in there. So very simple, cool design. You can take a better look at that right there, and you get good hookups as well. So those are 5 new products that I've been using that I really like, and I think that they'll make your life easier, and they're so simple. You know, all of them are simple ideas, but they're great, and they'll help you catch more fish, be more organized, and save plastic.